Welcome into First Stop Sports, your first stop for the best sports debate. My name is Nate Long. I'm your host of the show, and joining me I have Lateef Mustafaa for the third time, and for the first time, Landon McQuitty, as we are going to be talking about the NBA and the records that some of these guys have that may be a little outlandish, that probably will not be broken anytime soon. We have a graphic for you that we'll put on the screen. LeBron potentially getting that 50K points, 4K threes from Curry, 11 rings from Bill Russell, and a 100-point game from Wilt Chamberlain. We're going to try to rank these in order 1 to 4 of the easiest to the hardest to do. And just looking at the top of my head, I think the easiest is going to be the 4K threes, just because of how the game has evolved to just really, I would say, a lot of three-point shots being taken every game. And after that, I kind of have a toss-up. I think 11 rings is going to be really hard to get from anybody. And then 100 points is also hard. I think 11 rings would have to be my number 4. And then between 50K and 100 points, I'm going to say 50K is going to be that third spot, and 100 is at that number 2. So 4K 3 is number 1, number 2, 100-point game, number 3, 50K points, and then 4, 11 rings. Lateef, I'm going to ask you first. What are you thinking? What is your order?
I got to easily go with the 4K threes. I mean, everybody's shooting threes nowadays. A lot of young players that are really good at the 3-ball. But after that, you did say it was a toss-up. I don't believe so. I think I think it's pretty open. Like, I think it's like that the 100-point one. It's like this, a nice, cool second. I mean, for 50K points, you have to be consistent. You got to, LeBron played, how long now? 23?
20-some years.
23 years and counting. And for most of those years, he was playing nearly every game, being the number 1 guy every game over a course of 20-plus years to get up to, 42,000?
Yeah.
So, I mean, to get near 50K, you have to be like that out the gate for 25 years maybe. So that's going to be really hard. 11 rings, I mean, that's in this day and age, that's not happening.
Impossible.
There's been a new champion every year this decade in the 2020s, ever since the Golden State went down in 2019. So I would just say, the 100-point game, it's definitely going to be a struggle. I mean, the closest we've seen in recent time was, I think, Donovan Mitchell's, how much he had, 70-something?
Yeah, it's 70, yeah.
70 flat? Yeah.
Or 73 or something. It was close to that.
You're still over 71.
You're still over 20 points away, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. We're getting, I won't say close, but it just seems more feasible to me.
Landon, you have the same order?
Yeah, I really do agree about that 100-point game, especially with players like Donovan Mitchell or like Luka Doncic, who can take so many field goals in one game, because you really need a high amount of volume to get that 100 points. But we've seen so many 70 balls recently with Mitchell, Doncic I just mentioned, Damian Lillard, Joel Embiid. I don't think 100 points is too far out of range. But I think I would have to put that second easiest behind the 4,000 threes. And for the third easiest, I would probably have to say the 50,000 points. That one is incredibly difficult, because for LeBron, he came in right out of high school.
18 years old.
And he took care of his body immediately. That's how he's been able to play so long. So I don't know if we'll ever see that type of longevity ever again. So Kareem's scoring record held up for 40, 50 years. I don't think that LeBron should take up any less time.
So we're all basically in agreement, I would say, with the easiest to hardest. Now I want to go into who's most likely to break said record. We'll start with what we think is the easiest, the 4K threes. Who do you guys think is going to be was set up to make it happen, I would say? Landon, you have anybody in mind who you think can make it happen?
In this rookie class, it might be a bit of a sleeper pick, but Concanuple's playing really, really good basketball right now, and his game is predominantly three-pointers. So if he's already in the league and hitting at a good rate, and he's on a Hornets team as well with not only a really good playmaker in LaMelo Ball, but their team isn't necessarily the best, so he's getting some opportunity as well. So I think he could honestly be up there in that conversation.
Lateef?
For me, it's similar to the 50K points thing. I have people in mind, but the problem is they're never really truthfully healthy. a name that comes to mind easily, Trae Young, but like I won't say he's a vet, but he's been in the league for a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
And we know Trae, he's a beast. He's really good outside on perimeter. He can literally shoot from half court and hit it. He does it all the time. The problem is he's not the most healthy person. But then after Trae, like there's nobody, I won't say Trae Young is like as good as Steph Curry is as a shooter, but to me, there's like nobody's like even like remotely close. Another good name I would throw up that got better at the three ball though, that is more consistent and plays more games, I would say, might sound kind of crazy, but Anthony Edwards could probably get like somewhat close. His three ball has gotten way better the last 2 seasons. He really became one of the best shooters in the league after Steph right now. Everybody else, though, is either just too injury prone or it's too late for them.
Too old.
Yeah.
Curry, over 4,100 made threes. Next one up, that's James Harden with 3,200. I think he's on the back end. Ray Allen has retired with 2,900. Damian Lillard, 2,800 again. Old and then kind of injury prone. And it goes Clay, Reggie, and then LeBron, Kyle Korver, Paul George. But Paul George, he needs another 1,700. So I think it is something that you'd see of a Luka or an Anthony Edwards since they started, pretty young and so far have been pretty, I would say, healthy, at least for Anthony Edwards. Luka's been a little bit injured, but is there anybody you think that I guess this is a different question. Do you think they're going to change the rules any to go more for scoring, even more than they already have? Or do you guys think that games will stay pretty similar throughout?
Yeah, I think we really are like seeing that shift. Just this past offseason, I know they changed the ruling to where if you sort of high five a player after a shot, that wasn't ruled a foul anymore, or that wasn't ruled a foul prior to this season. It was called like a high five, but now that it will be a foul. So I think a lot of those calls being changed. We saw the change a few years ago where you can no longer move your feet up and try and get fouls like that way. So I think they're working a lot with the officiating, and I think really Adam Silver and the rest of the NBA is trying to move more of an offensive focus.
So with an offensive focus, I think more threes will be taken, and I think those younger guys have the best chance. I just think, ironically on here, it was funny, Buddy Hield is 15th in the career. I mean, that's pretty cool for Buddy Hield with 2,100 made threes. We'll now move on to the next one. We said that was number 2. What was the 100-point game? And we've talked about Luka, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, getting past that 70 mark. Who do you guys foresee hitting that 100-point? And for me, I think it's easy. I think it's Luka. I think Luka has the best chance. But if there was another player, what do you guys think would be that other player?
It's definitely Luka. But
who else? I think
who
Luka's
else would it be?
Chance.
That's so hard because there's so many options to go with. Like another name, again, I'll vouch for Anthony Edwards, but seeing the way Shea be flopping, he might get
100 free throws.
Might get 100 free throws and hit them all. So can't count out Devin Booker. Devin Booker, how old was he? He had the 70-point game.
He was 3 years in.
That happened in 2017. That was a long time ago, back when the Suns were completely trash, and he was giving people 70. I think he dropped 70 against the Celtics.
In a loss. Too.
Yeah, in a loss, which is horrible. But I would put him in that conversation along with Luka. It's just people who already got somewhat close. Mm-hmm. So you gotta have even though he has his issue, you gotta have Joel. Mm-hmm. You gotta have Donovan Mitchell. A name to add to me would be Victor Wembanyama. I think Victor, if the wrong matchup shows up, or the right one for Victor, the wrong one for whatever team it will end up being, and his teammates start thinking and being like, oh, we can pass to him because he's 7'4", because for the last few seasons, not even teammates, Jeremy Shohan, he don't like doing that. But if they start passing him and just feeding him one day, I think he can get pretty close. I think he can get mid-70s too, probably even a cool 80. But yeah, it just depends. Or another one, the logic here might be kind of funny, but Cade Cunningham, because he shot a bunch of shots the other night. Imagine if those actually fell.
I agree. Just to throw this out here, Wilt Chamberlain played all 48 minutes making 36 of 63 field goals. Anyone shooting 63 times in a game, it's holding the ball a little too much, in my opinion. And then he also hit 28 of 32 free throws for his 100-point game. The second highest, Kobe, with 81. No one's really gotten past that 80 mark, but I think it's either Luka or Wemby. Is there anybody else in your mind, Landon, that could be potentially up there that could hit that 100-point mark?
Yeah, I definitely like the Anthony Edwards and Victor Wembanyama takes that you mentioned. You talked about Joel Embiid on the Sixers, but I like his teammate and Tyrese Maxey. He's had a couple of 40 bombs this season. I think he's averaging near 30 points a game so far. So I think the volume could be there. You just have to get going one night. But he definitely has the talent to do it. He's really kind of emerged as a player in the last couple of years, especially with the health of Joel Embiid. So I think he could absolutely have a shot at it.
So we think Luka, Wemby, Tyrese, Anthony Edwards, probably the four guys who are most likely to break the 100 points in a single game. Now we move to a career where LeBron has it with 40-some thousand points, and the graphic says 50 because LeBron's still playing. He probably rack up a couple hundred thousand, or not 100,000, excuse me, a couple hundred to a couple thousand more points in his career. Who's able to reach him in his all-time scoring record? Lateef, you're showing a funny face already. What do you got?
The problem is I don't think we're not going to see it right now because like I said earlier multiple times, all the league's youngest stars, all the league's brightest stars, even right now, are injury prone. Like everybody just keeps getting hurt.
What I would say is LeBron has it 42,000 and some change. The next active player is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant only has 30,800. So, a 12,000 difference, which, you average it out, you're scoring around, at your best, you're throwing 2,000 points a season maybe. That's another 8 years for Kevin Durant. I don't know if Kevin Durant's playing that much longer.
He's not.
He's not. You heard it here first on First Stop Sports. Kevin Durant will not be playing for 8 more years. You're welcome.
Give him like 4 max.
4 max. But who do you think has the best chance to break LeBron's scoring record?
It's going to be like somebody like ultra young.
Ultra young?
Yeah, like really young. They got to be like a first or second or even third year. So
you got to throw Wemby's name back out there.
Yeah, we mentioned it. I was going to go there. Wemby might be the best case. I know he had his blood clot issue last year. He had another issue. No, rookie year he was okay. Mm-hmm. Sophomore year he had the blood clot issue, which made him fall back on like multiple awards. Should have been Depoy, but he didn't hit the game plays mark. But I would say Wemby, definitely. I think Wemby, for the most part, is not really an injury-prone guy. I've seen him like roll his ankle on crossovers like 4 or 5 times in a row, and like he'll be okay.
Yeah.
He's fine. Mm-hmm. Like if he's not suffering some crazy like medical issue like the blood clots, he'll be fine. So I think he has the upside. If Shea gets 50K free throws.
He could. I mean, the way thlet calling him now.
Okay, we start making that joke.
He's getting tons of free throws.
I'll say also Ant again. It's not like I'm really like vouching hard for Ant, but like out of all the young superstars in the league and stuff, he just plays the most. Like he has the most, like he stays the healthiest.
Okay.
So there's that. Everybody else has been in the league for like a minute now though. Like I would say Luka, but Luka is like year 8.
Something like
7.
that. Yeah, he's been here for a little bit. I mean.
Yeah. Same for Shea. Like a lot of these stars that are technically like kind of young, mm-hmm. like 26 through like 28, they're not really old. They're in their prime now, but they didn't have them really, really fantastic first few years, and they'll also be having the injury issues. So I would say Wemby, number 1, 2, Ant for me.
Gotcha. Landon,
yeah.
You near the same path, or you have a little more faith in Luka potentially? What do you think?
I got another name, but that I was thinking about is Cooper Flagg. since he's only 18 years old, already a rookie in the league, is not having the best start to his career. But, I mean, we talked about it. If LeBron came in the league at 18 and has been playing 25 years, averaging about 24 points a game throughout that, you're going to have to start young. And we mentioned Kevin Durant being a couple thousand points short. Kevin Durant has played 18 seasons and is known as the best scorer in the NBA. So for him to be that short of LeBron, it's just a testament of to how near impossible it would be to beat that record. So if anybody in the NBA currently could do it, I probably would say Cooper Flagg, but he would need to start turning up pretty soon.
I like the logic there though, because Cooper, like the Mavs are completely cooked right now. Like they're trying to like trade off apparently AD and Kyrie and blow it all up according to some reports. So I understand that because like, yeah, even if Cooper's had like I won't say a slow start, but even if he's not like as good as LeBron was his rookie year right now, he gonna have all the control soon enough because they're gonna blow everything up because they have no choice but to like restart and start fresh with him. And who better is there to start fresh with than Cooper Flagg right now? So I can understand that. Plus he is super young. He is 18, which rarely happens nowadays due to like the one and done rule. But he reclassed up back in
People are starting to do that.
Yeah, they should.
You've seen a lot of people in the last just couple of years start to reclass up. In this upcoming class of freshmen, you got Cam Boozer, for Duke. You got Peterson for Kansas. You got AJ over in BYU. I mean, those are three guys who are all pretty young overall, who are probably going to be one and dones, and probably have a good career ahead of them, who could potentially hit this, especially with how the rules are changing to more offense. And you look at some of these other top guys, and I just want to say this one because it's funny. DeMar DeRozan is number 25 with 25,500 points. And, I mean, great career for DeMar DeRozan. He's just been here for a while, from Spurs, going to the Bulls. And, he's just been around and he's done his thing. Russell Westbrook at 20th. But these are all guys who've been around for a long time, and they are over 20,000 or between the 15 and 20,000 range from LeBron James. So it's just going to be really hard for anybody to get up there. But like we mentioned, I think it's going to be Wemby. If he stays healthy, I think he has the best chance because he just looks on a different level to everybody else so far. And, we keep making the joke, but I think it's warranted. If Shea, he gets a lot of free throws, he could be – he dropped 50 against the Pacers and he shot 30 free throws.
Don't mention that. I hate
the Pacers not doing so well this year. It's okay. We're ready for next year already. 14 games in, yep.
AJ DeBance this season.
What?
AJ DeBance this season.
Yes, we're trying to get that number one pick, and either AJ or Pete. They all look good. Peterson's look good. Boozer's look good.
Yeah.
But before we go into anything else, we got to finish up with the 11 rings. Who has the best chance to get 11 rings? LeBron, year 23, only has 4. Curry in year, he's a 16 or 17, he's got 4. So they're both 7 away, and they're both not playing for 7 more years. As much as we think LeBron could beat Father Time, I don't know if that's going to happen. We look at Tatum potentially. He's been in the league though for a minute now, only has 1. Jokic has been in the league for a little bit, only has 1. Shea, maybe?
I think it has to be Shea.
It has to be the Thunder?
Unfortunately. I don't even dislike Shea. But, look at his age, he's 27. That might sound kind of steep because you have to win like 1 every year now.
You have to win basically 11 straight and he'd be 38. And I don't know if he's going to play that long anyway.
But the thing I think he has a skill set to play that long. You got guys you have worse players playing that long right now. But the thing with Shea, it's not really a Shea thing. It's more of what what Sam Presti has done for OKC to get to this point. We knew they were going to be good soon enough due to all them draft picks, the smart trades, how he finessed the Clippers for him and whatnot. And they have all these picks, and they chose other people. They chose Jay Will. They both Jalen's, J-Dub and Jay Will. They got Chet Holmgren. They get all these good players, but they traded for Alex Caruso. But they still have more in the tank, not just as a team right now, but in the office. They have more picks. Apparently they have a few first round picks from very, very bad teams right now in the league, like the worst teams in the league, hold them a first
they
round
got a
pick.
bag of picks.
And I'm like,
Like
dang.
Santa's bag. They're like, hey, you want to pick? Here,
Like, you don't even need these
Oh, you need
anymore.
another one? Here's another one.
But the thing about that is, like, those are assets. Like, you can
Yeah.
keep those. You can. They
Trade
obviously
for another great player.
They obviously draft well. So like, even if they can go either way they want. They can draft somebody, make them better, have them come in, be a vital piece for a championship run, or trade off people like Josh Giddey. They traded off Josh Giddey for Caruso. Josh Giddey is a great player, good playmaker or whatnot. But they needed more defense. They traded him off for Caruso, and then they became a championship-winning team. I think when you have like all that upside and then you have the MVP on your side, it's like super hard to look at this team and just say that like out of every team in the league, it's easily them.
Yeah, I think that's probably – I would say that is probably number one answer. Landon, if you had a number two option, I think we've already mentioned him a couple of times, but is there anyone else you could potentially see getting that 11 rings?
It would. Well, first of all, it would definitely not just be like a player on one team winning 11 rings. It would have to be some sort of a journeyman. It's like sort of like the last 6-7 seasons, it's been different champions every single year. So, I mean, Bill Russell won 11 and 13. We're never going to see anything like that again just because the talent disparity in the league and the fact that we have 30 teams. But maybe like a young player, like a Chet Holmgren, maybe, like obviously this OKC team as a future, it will be contenders for the next few years. Chet already has one under his belt, and maybe once that second apron hits OKC, you could go to another contender. And it's really just circumstance because you have to be very, very lucky to be on good teams for your entire career because some players are never that lucky. You have Zach LaVine.
Who's never on a good team in their career.
Went from Minnesota to Chicago to Sacramento and has not done much of winning. But for a player to win 11 championships, it would definitely have to be somebody young. And Chet Holmgren already has a head start on it, and it looks like he has a bit of a path for the future as well. So I think he could be up there.
You look at Bill Russell when he won his 11 rings in 13 years. The league was expanding a little bit. It was going from 8 teams to 14. I will say now we do have 30. And the game of basketball has also changed quite a bit since it was back in the Bill Russell days. Because of that, I don't think it's ever going to be broken. That's why I picked it as the hardest. I think we all agree. Winning 11 rings in this age of basketball is just unheard of, and I don't think it's even possible. Unless if there's one way. And it's kind of a little bit of a hypothetical. You take off the salary cap. Then anything can happen. You could stockload a team and go 12 straight, potentially. But even then, I think you would still be in a case like it's just way too difficult to win that many. Those Celtics teams without Bill Russell were so good. They had so many Hall of Famers on those teams, and they were just better than every other team around them. So with that, I don't know if anyone really can get there. I think Wemby has a chance, and Cooper Flagg, and just some of those guys who haven't really had a lot of career left. But like you mentioned, I think it has to be a journeyman. I mean, do you have anywhere else that kind of?
I don't have any specific names, but I was thinking about after he mentioned journeyman, it would have to be like some like 10th, not even 10th. It would be like 11th through like 13th man that don't get any minutes. But he's good enough to be on the roster just in case something goes too far. He had to go team to team for a minute and just get lucky.
Get lucky.
Or
times.
get a bunch of minimum contracts.
Yeah, I definitely agree with a lower bench player because
it wouldn't be I can't name somebody.
Yeah.
Because at that point it's anybody.
There are a bunch of players from that 60 Celtics teams who were this 9-time champion, 10-time champion under their name, and the casual fan would not be able to tell you who they are even if you showed them a picture. So that definitely would be somebody up there or a type of player up there as well.
And then also, so that we kind of went through all of those, when it comes to those 4. There's a couple other records that I want to talk about and see what your thoughts on of who's going to be the next guy to break it, or is it one of those records that it's going to be a while since it's broken. I look at the assist record. John Stockton has it with 15,806. The next closest active player is Chris Paul with 12,528. I think Chris Paul, though, is in I think his last season. I don't know if he's coming back past this for the Clippers or for any team, but he's 3,000 off of that. The next active is LeBron. He's only at 11.5K. So he's another 4,000 below that. Who's a guy you guys think, and I'll start with Landon first, of who's the guy who can come in and potentially break that assist record?
For assists, it would definitely be really, really impacted by health, because one of the first names that comes to mind is obviously LaMelo Ball, but he can't seem to get over those ankle issues. He keeps missing time. So to stockpile 16,000 assists, you'll have to play probably 20-plus seasons, average about double-digit assists. It'll definitely be very difficult. I don't know if there's a name that comes to mind that could beat it. Maybe like a sort of like a Cade Cunningham, because he's pretty durable, but the thing is he shoots the ball a lot as well. So he's not a primary playmaker. And that's really, I feel like we're seeing the primary playmaker sort of phase out of the NBA, because Chris Paul at his peak was a good scorer, but he was never a 25 a game type of guy. And I think that's a lot more of the archetype that we're seeing enter the NBA. So I think that'll be a really hard one to break. That might be harder than LeBron's points, to be honest.
Lateef, do you agree on that take? You think that's harder than
I would
50K
say
or 42K?
I would say it's even. I would say
Okay.
because they're both hard. But the thing about John Stockton is that John Stockton had a complete powerhouse inside the paint with Karl Malone for pretty much his entire career. I'm not saying that makes it I'm not like wiping away his accomplishment. I'm just saying that makes it way easier. Imagine if somebody.
Yeah, but that's a long time.
It's a very long time.
Throw it down low and all the assists he got.
Yeah, he's also just a go-around playmaker, though. He passed up to people, too. But I would say a name that came to mind immediately is Indiana's very own Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese has 2,274 assists so far.
Okay.
He's in year 5? Then it will be 6 next year because he's out this whole season.
Correct.
I don't think we've seen the best form of Tyrese yet. I know he averages 9 assists for his career, by the way, 18 and 9. That's insane for a person that's young, but I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. I mean, we just started to see him turn up just this past postseason in the playoffs. So I think he has another level to hit to be a top star in this league by the time he comes back next year. And depending on how Indiana's roster looks, he was passing to people and getting them high assist numbers with Pascal Siakam and, frankly, no other star really. It's a great team, but imagine him with better stars or a somewhat better supporting cast. He can make that chemistry work with the team they had, which nobody thought they would go that far in the first place. I think if you just give him something better, in a sense, he can go beyond and go crazier.
We'll throw a name. He's still in college at the moment. Who knows if he's actually going to be able to play in the NBA. But as a Purdue basketball fan, I'm going to throw it out there. Braden Smith. He's 6 foot tall, 170 pounds, 80 pounds. But he's a facilitator. And I know the NBA doesn't have any of those anymore, but if he can make it to the NBA as a facilitator and, have a long career, I think he could do it just with a pass-first mindset. But other than that, I don't think with the way the style of the NBA is going that we're going to see anything close to it. We're kind of all just changing to the solo ball. We go call it 5 out, and you just everyone's spread out. And you just kind of go one-on-one, set a couple screens, and then, try to make it that. With that, and not a guy who's going to take the ball up every single time, it's going to be really hard for you to get those assists. Someone who's always has the ball in their hands. So you kind of think of a Luka, but Luka shoots the ball way too much. You think of Anthony Edwards, he shoots it way too much. To be able to hit those assist numbers, I think it's just the way the NBA is going. I don't know if there's going to be another guy who can get so many assists. You guys have any final thoughts on those?
I think one more name that I would throw out there that I forgot to mention was Trae Young, because he might be the best playmaker in the NBA right now. It seems like every single game he has at least 11 assists. So I think he could definitely be up there, but he would have to play a long time as well.
play a long time. NBA records that may or may not ever be broken. I think every record could be broken, right? I mean, if the right circumstances happen.
Not in our lifetime.
Not in our lifetime. I mean, records are made to be broken. But that's going to do it here for First Stop Sports. Big thanks to Landon and Lateef for joining the show. You can check us out on YouTube or on Spotify, First Stop Sports, or on UND-TV Tuesdays, 6 o'clock. Well, thank you for tuning in.